Hello everyone. This is Dr. K. Jagannayaki, Professor in MBA Department, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering, Hyderabad. So today's topic is critical thinking questions in capital budgeting techniques. After going through this topic, the learner will be able to understand the concept of critical thinking and problem solving in real life situations. So they can also understand how capital budgeting techniques useful in the selection of profitable investments. So let us start with critical thinking questions. Give various examples of capital budgeting decisions. Classify them into specific kinds. So capital budgeting decisions involve the process of planning and managing a company's long-term investments. These decisions are crucial because they determine the future direction and potential profitability of the business. So let us have some kind of examples that meant for capital budgeting decisions, and we used to classify them into specific kinds. So the first type is expansion decisions. So whenever we are talking about expansion, the companies they will seek for different kinds of alternatives. One, they can expand their business by coming out with new product lines or just by expanding their geographic markets. So, under expansion decisions, the new product lines, it means that investing in the development and launch of a new product or service. Whereas coming to market expansion, entering new geographic markets either domestically or internationally. The second one is capacity expansion, increasing production capacity by building new facilities or upgrading existing ones. That's how the companies they improve their capacity. The second category is replacement decisions. So what kind of things that can be replaced? One can replace equipment, or if the company or the firm they want to upgrade the existing technology, that also comes under replacement decisions. So equipment replacement means replacing old machinery with new, more efficient equipment. Whereas coming to technology upgrade, updating software or IT infrastructure to improve productivity and efficiency of the business organization. And third one is investment in research and development. So here we are saying talking about two types of things. One is product development, another one is process improvement. So coming to product development, investing in the research and development of new products or technologies. Whereas in case of process improvement, funding R&D projects aimed at improving manufacturing processes or operational efficiencies. And fourth type is cost reduction decisions, which involves automation and energy efficiency. So, automation means here implementing automation technologies to reduce labor cost. So, what exactly we are doing? We are replacing man with machines. As a result, we can reduce labor cost. And next one is energy efficiency, investing in energy efficient systems or renewable energy sources to reduce utility cost. Then fifth category is regulatory compliance decisions. So here environmental compliance is one, another one is safety standards. So investing in equipment or processes to meet environmental regulations by maintaining, upgrading facilities or equipment to comply with safety regulations. The next, strategic investment. So here we used to consider mergers and acquisitions, joint ventures. Mergers and acquisitions means acquiring other companies or merging with them to achieve strategic goals. And joint ventures means entering into partnerships or joint ventures to share resources and risk in new projects. The next type of decisions is divestment decisions. So they should be done in two ways. One is either one can sell assets or spin-offs. Selling of non-core assets or business units to focus on core operations. And spin-offs means creating independent companies by separating certain business units or subsidiaries. The next type of decision, lease or buy decisions. So leasing equipment means deciding whether to lease equipment instead of purchasing it outright. Whereas coming to real estate leasing, choosing between leasing office or manufacturing space versus buying property. And ninth one, investment in human capital. So it should be categorized in two ways. One is training programs, another one is recruitment. So coming to training programs, funding employee training and development programs, and whereas under recruitment, investing in hiring specialized talent to drive innovation and growth. And 10, infrastructure investments. So infrastructure, here we are talking about IT infrastructure, where upgrading IT systems, networks, and cyber security measures. Transportation and logistics means investing in logistics infrastructure to improve supply chain efficiency. So these examples highlight the diverse nature of capital budgeting decisions, each with its own set of considerations, risks, and potential rewards. How the capital budgeting is important for finance of the organization. Produce the basic steps involved in capital budgeting proposal decisions. So, capital budgeting is critical for the financial health and strategic planning of an organization. It involves evaluating potential major investments or expenditures to ensure they align with the company's long term goals and provide a favorable return on investment. So, importance of capital budgeting for organizations finance. So, the first one is resource allocation. Capital budgeting helps allocate financial resources efficiently to projects that are expected to generate the highest returns. In risk management, by carefully evaluating and selecting the projects, organizations can mitigate risk and avoid investments that may lead to financial losses. And long term planning means it ensures that investments align with the company's strategic goals and long term growth plans. Cash flow management. So, capital budgeting helps in predicting future cash flows and ensuring that the organization has adequate liquidity for operations and growth. Next, performance management. It provides a framework for evaluating the performance of investment projects, ensuring they meet expected financial result. Then comes cost control. By evaluating different investment options, organizations can control cost and avoid unnecessary expenditure. So it is the responsibility of the manager. They used to take care of unnecessary expenditures in the organizations. So that's how they can minimize the cost. Then investor confidence. Effective capital budgeting decisions can enhance investor confidence by demonstrating the organization's commitment to disciplined and strategic financial planning. So just by having a financial plan, the management may also make effective decisions so that they can build investor confidence. Then basic steps in capital budgeting proposal decisions. The first step and foremost step is identification of investment opportunities. So identify the potential investment projects or opportunities that align with the company's strategic goals. Next, preliminary screening. So, conduct an initial evaluation to determine if the project aligns with the organization's objectives and if it is feasible. Project proposal. So, after conducting the preliminary screening, next step is project proposal. Prepare a detailed project proposals outlining the scope, objectives, cost, expected benefits, and risk associated with each investment opportunity. Then find out cash flow estimation. So estimate the expected cash inflows and outflows associated with the project over its useful life. Next, risk analysis. So after cash flow estimation, it is also necessary to assess the risk involved in various investment proposals. So assess the risk associated with the project, including market risk, operational risk, and financial risk. And financial analysis, it means that apply capital budgeting techniques to evaluate the financial viability of the project. Then what are the common type of techniques included in capital budgeting? Net present value. Calculate the present value of future cash flows minus the initial investment. Internal rate of return. So determine the discount rate at which the NPV of cash flows equals zero. Then payback period. Calculate the time required to cover the initial investment. Profitability index means calculate the ratio of present value of future cash inflows to the initial investment. The next step is selection of projects. Compare the result of financial analysis and select projects that meet the organization's criteria for investment, such as positive NPV, acceptable IRR, and shorter payback periods. Then one should get capital budgeting approval. So present the selected projects to the senior management or board of directors for approval and inclusion in the capital budget. The last step is implementation. Once approved, proceed with the implementation of the project, ensuring that it is executed within the planned budget and timeline. Next, performance monitoring and post implementation review. Monitor the performance of the project against the projected outcomes. Conduct a post implementation review to assess whether the project achieved its expected benefits and identify lessons learned for future investments. So, by following these steps, organizations can make informed capital budgeting decisions that support sustainable growth and financial stability. In what way the medium term finance distinguish from sources of short term finance? Medium term finance and short term finance are both essential for meeting different financial needs of a business. They differ in terms of the duration, purpose, sources, and cost. So let us see how medium term finance distinguishes itself from short term finance. So let us take duration, short term duration. Typically last up to 1 year. Short term means 1 year, less than a year. It is used to manage the day to day operational needs of a business, such as working capital requirements. And medium term finance means generally ranges from 1 to 5 years and is used for financing projects and needs that are not immediate but also not long term. Coming to the purpose, short term finance, which includes working capital management, inventory purchases, managing accounts receivables, covering short term operational cost. Coming to medium term finance, purchasing equipment or machinery, funding expansion projects, refinancing short term debts, renovation of facilities. Coming to the sources of short term finance, trade credit. So, trade credit means credit extended by suppliers, allowing the business to buy now and pay later. So, that is known as trade credit. Then one can raise funds by way of bank drawings. So, here allowing businesses to withdraw more money than they have in their bank account up to a limit. So, that should be done with the help of bank overdraft. The next short term loans. Loans from financial institutions that are to be paid within a year, commercial paper, which is an unsecured short term debt instrument issued by companies to raise funds. Then factoring means selling accounts receivable to a third party at a discount for immediate cash. Whereas coming to medium term finance, term loan means loans from banks and financial institutions with a repayment period of 1 to 5 years. So that type of loan is known as term loan. Leasing. So renting equipment or machinery over a medium term price. Then comes hire purchase. Buying equipment or machinery through installment payments over a medium term period. So here we also see that convertible bonds also one of the source of rising working capital. Bonds that can be converted into a predefined number of companies' shares. Medium term notes means debt securities issued by companies to investors for a specific period. When coming to cost, short term finance generally has lower interest rates as compared to medium term finance due to the shorter risk period. Coming to medium term finance, it usually comes with the higher interest rates than short term finance due to the longer risk period and the longer amount of funds involved. So, how long we are going to hold the funds based on that the risk levels also. Then coming to the repayment terms, short-term finance means repayment terms are typically more stringent and frequent, with some requiring repayment within days or weeks. Whereas coming to medium-term finance, repayment terms are spread out over a longer period, often involving monthly or quarterly payments. The next, flexibility. So, short term finance more flexible and easier to obtain quickly, making it suitable for immediate or unexpected needs, whereas medium term finance less flexible due to the larger amount of money and longer duration, often requiring more detailed financial planning and approval processes. Coming to risk, short-term finance, lower risk for lenders since the repayment period is very shorter. Whereas coming to medium-term finance, higher risk for lenders due to the longer repayment period, which can be affected by changing in the business environment and the company's financial conditions. So, understanding these differences helps businesses choose the appropriate type of financing based on their specific needs and financial strategies. Discuss about the time value of money and how is it useful in capital budgeting. The time value of money is a fundamental financial concept stating that a sum of money has greater value today than the same sum in the future due to its potential earning capacity. So, this core principle relies on the idea that money can earn interest, hence, any amount of money is worth more at the sooner it is received. The time value of money is based on the preference for liquidity and the opportunity to invest. Coming to the key components of TVM, present value, the current value of the future amount of money, then future value, the value of a current amount of money at a specified date in the future, calculated by using specific interest rate. Next, interest rate is the rate at which money grows over time. Next, time period, the duration for which the money is invested or borrowed. Coming to the annuities, a series of equal payments made at regular intervals over a period of time. So these are some of the formulas that are used in capital budgeting. Future value is equal to present value into 1 plus or whole to the power of t, and present value of a single sum PV is equal to FV by 1 plus or whole to the power of t, and future value of an entity whenever you are going for aggregate, then in that case FE annuity is equal to PMT multiplied with 1 plus r whole to the power of t minus 1 by r, where PMT is the annuity payment. Then present value of an annuity. Present value of annuity is equal to PMT multiplied with 1 minus 1 plus r whole to the power of minus t by r. Coming to the importance of TVM in capital budgeting. So capital budgeting involves evaluating and selecting long-term investments that are in line with the goal of wealth maximization. TVM is crucial in this process because it ensures that the time related to value of money is taken into account when making investment decisions. Whereas coming to application of TVM in capital budgeting, net present value. So NPV is the sum of present values of incoming and outgoing cash flows over a period of time. Coming to the use, NPV helps in determining whether an investment will add value to the firm or not. A positive NPV indicates a good investment, while a negative investment NPV suggests the opposite. Then comes internal rate of return. IRR is the discount rate that makes the NPV of an investment zero. Coming to the use of IRR, IRR helps in comparing the profitability of investments. Projects with an IRR higher than the cost of capital are considered favorable. The next, payback period. The payback period is the time it takes for the investment to generate enough cash flows to recover the initial investment. Then use. While it does not directly use TVM, incorporating discounting payback periods can account for the time value of money by considering the present value of future cash flows. Then discounted cash flow analysis, which is also known as DCF analysis. DCF analysis involves estimating the present value of expected future cash flows using a discount factor. Then coming to the use of DCF analysis provides a detailed understanding of the investment value by considering the time value of money. So in conclusion, the time value of money is integral to capital budgeting as it allows organization to evaluate the worthiness of investments by considering the potential earnings and the risk associated with future cash flows. By applying time value of money concepts, businesses can make more informed and strategic investment decisions that align with their financial goals and maximize shareholders' value. Thank you.
Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.